This is where I feed the goats. So I think of it as the goat corral, really. It's a small area. But I'm not here to show you the goats this morning, although if the little ones gamble, that'll be fun. I'll try to catch it. They might. It's to show you the way this looks without any irrigation. It sure doesn't look like much. I want to turn it into a garden and let the goats have access to it. Just see what happens if you garden with goats, and pigs probably as well. But anyway, I'm going to turn the water on, and I'll come back here in a little while and show you how it then looks once it's pretty much fully being irrigated. Over there by Heidi, that white goat, that's where I'm going to go to turn the water on. My older goats, since I don't have anyone to help me trim their feet like Heidi, you know, they pretty often limp. But these young ones, they're spry. There they go. Those are the three sisters, Heidi's triplets. I said Heidi, I meant Snow White. She loves to gobble corn from my hand. And there's the three triplets. It was one of them that I had to rescue from the manure. See you, Snow White. This is maybe worth commenting on. Many of you will recognize that plant, I think. That's ragweed. I don't see much of it because the pigs eat it. They just control it completely. But the pigs haven't been in here lately. And it's one of the first things that'll recover. I haven't seeded any of this. I'm thinking about seeding it. There's one of my chickens. If I do seed it, she'll no doubt have a meal. Here I am. This is the water I have to work with. It's not a lot of water. If I muddy it, you can see that it's going down the hill, not to the garden. But I'm going to block it off and run it all into the garden. There, I've closed the valve for letting it fall down the hill. And now it's heading toward the garden. Now that little bit of water right there, as the day goes on, I'll come back. That will irrigate all of that. It'll soak that ground and it'll go down past where you can see my white truck. It'll go down past that. Some of it will go under the barn. It will start maybe finish running underneath all that stuff, clear down to this side of where those tires are, and irrigate that as well. That little bit of water, you see, it'll run all day and all night if I want it to. Perhaps I should explain that it's going to pick up speed because since this ditch is dead level from here all the way back to the woods, it's now filling that entire ditch, and that takes a while. You know, it's not only a source of water heading this way now; it's backing everything up. So the water will start spilling out in various places along the breast of the ditch here as well. And it'll irrigate that. The water supply is not terribly strong right now. We had a wonderful rainy spell, but you know, it's almost July, but we've got more rain on the way. So if there was a while I wasn't sure I could get water here at all. Let's see how fast it's going in the ditch. There, you see it's going. It really doesn't take very long. Here it comes. I carried a fence post up here, and in that time it came this far. I'm stopping it right here instead of going on out above the house and onto the cherry tree house. I'm going to stop it right here and let all the water go into this area. Well, in the time it took me to get down and get another fence post, there to hang that gate. You can see the water has arrived here, and it's also speeded up its flow because of that filling up business I was talking about. I'm going to get one more post, and I won't be too surprised if it's already starting to water the garden to be. Well, I've got 3 fence posts up here. I may take this first one back. That middle one is oak. Now, none of these are treated. I wouldn't buy treated lumber. That's euphemism for me to say poisoned. But my son has bought some. This is some. And I've got some at an auction inadvertently. Now, that stuff doesn't rot. But basically, it's pine that's kiln dried, I think, first, and then soaked full of poison, which they call treatment. I call it poisoned wood. Anyway, I wanted to show you that this valve was leaking. I had to step on the brick a little bit. It's still leaking a little bit, but I don't mind that. If I open that valve, the water will go on all the way to my son's barbecue rig there. And yes, it's started to head down here and probably in some other places to irrigate the what do I call it, corral paddock. Here's a torture machine for an old man's shoulders, a post hole digger. I hate using them. Hate digging post holes, actually, but I guess it's better than just using a shovel. Anyway, I'm back. I was sorting wood down below, and now you can see it's running pretty strong here. Still running by here, which is fine. And there it's hit that first ditch and begun to spread out. It's also going out the end and is going to reach the second ditch down. Before too long, might be a couple hours, that water is going to be coming down here. It'll cross the lane, it'll go down there, and it'll find that culvert. Then I'm gonna interfere with it here, and I'm gonna irrigate this area right here. Now that looks extremely barren. I want you to see it like that, and I want you to see the change it'll make as I develop a contoured irrigation system there. But I want to sort that wood out and get that wood out of there too, because this whole bank, which is extremely high traffic, extremely worn, because this is where I feed the pigs, don't I, Molly? So I want you to see it when it's real bare and to compare what it looks like later. Looky here. A fledgling. What kind of bird is that? It's a little hard to tell when they're so young. I'm inside the what's going to be Frank's hall. I'm in the, instead of working out in the bright sun this afternoon, I'll maybe finish moving that furnace back to where, pretty close to where it's actually going to go. Well, if a cat doesn't come around, it might make it.